Mr. Tim Brando is here, Fox Sports, and Shreveport. How that came to be. Who came to who that you decided this is something
I've been behind it from the very beginning, and I did.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today and a beautiful day once again with low humidity and a high around 82. Mainly clear tonight, a low of 61. Sunshine will mix with some high clouds tomorrow, high 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Good morning, 3 past 6 o'clock. Robert and Erin, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL, where looky who's back. Erin has local news, and that is up next.
Locals are headed to Florida to help. We'll tell you more about that. The chamber endorses the sports complex, and the mayor will be pushing for it heavy this week. We'll talk about that, too. And tragedy in Plano, Texas, 8 people dead.
So if there's not going to be a public vote, why would the mayor, why should the mayor bother to promote it at all? And what exactly did Tim Brando say on Friday? We will review Fletcher in sports, traffic, and weather, and it's all this hour coming up on KEEL.
The KEEL Morning Report, now on 1017 FM and 710 KEEL.
Hurricane Irma getting weaker as it moves over the western Florida peninsula early today. Irma hit Florida on Sunday as a powerful Category 4 storm. Irma has moved out of southern Florida as it finds its way north toward Georgia, but residents are still being urged to stay safe.
As you can hear the wind behind me, it's still a wind event. It's still blowing, but the flooding, waters are rising. We drove through the areas that have a flood. We're trying to get to others to see just how deep it is, but certainly these roads are treacherous. And you absolutely, if you're waking up and in some way are in the 10% that have power in this area and watching TV, don't go out of your house and don't get in your car and drive.
Fox's Griff Jenkins reporting in Naples, Florida. Firefighters from Shreveport and Bossier are headed to the region to help with hurricane relief. The local firefighters are meeting up with members of the Monroe, Alexandria, and Baton Rouge fire departments to form an urban search and rescue teams. 9/11 survivors, victims' relatives, and rescuers and others expected to gather at the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and near Shanksville, Pennsylvania today to mark the 16th anniversary of the terror attacks that changed the nation. The remembrance comes as the U.S. contends with the destruction caused by Hurricanes Harvey and Irma. The Chamber endorses the sports complex. Matt Parker has that.
The Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce has come out to endorse the proposed multi-purpose sports complex on Cross Bayou. The Chamber says that not only would the Pelicans G League team bring national attention to the city, but would help in the development of the downtown area. You can see their full statement online at keelnews.com. The City Council is expected to vote tomorrow on whether or not to secure bond money for the project. From 1017 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Now, Mayor Ollie Tyler says this project could be just what the doctor ordered for Shreveport.
We're going to be investing in revitalizing throughout this community. We're talking job creation. We're talking opportunities for entrepreneurs. We're talking helping those small businesses that need that lift right now.
An Alabama company has pledged more than $100 million for the development. A Shreveport firefighter hurt battling a house fire on Midway. The vacant single-story home was engulfed in flames when crews arrived. It took 23 firefighters 16 minutes to put it out. While no details have been released on the extent of the firefighter's injuries, it's said that he will make a full recovery. Over the past few days, Shreveport's Southern Hills community has been hit hard by thieves who've been breaking into homes and cars. According to police, during several incidents, the suspects have hurt or killed family pets and vandalized homes. Investigators are asking residents in the area to review security footage and contact police if they see anything suspicious. 8 people dead in Plano, Texas, after a shooting last night. Police have not released identities of the victims or the suspect or the possible motive, but one witness explained what she heard.
It sounded like an argument between a woman and a man, and it got really loud. You could hear him getting really, really loud. And next thing you know, all you hear was just multiple rounds just going off.
The suspect is among the dead after a shootout with police. 75 soldiers from the National Guard's 165th Combat Sustainment Battalion to deploy to Afghanistan. Bossier Parish Community College's gym will hold a deployment ceremony today for family and friends to bid farewell. Colonel Ed Bush says these troops will be overseas for about a year.
Essentially, they will go and provide all types of logistical and quartermaster services to the theater to make sure, the U.S. and coalition forces there have what they need.
The LSU football team is 2-0, but the Tigers still have a lot of work ahead as they head into this Saturday's SEC opener against Mississippi State in Starkville. Between Jack Gonsola and Connor Culp, the Tigers have missed 3 field goals. Head coach Ed Orgeron says that is an issue.
Very concerned. I mean, we can't go for it all the time, and we need to get points, and we need to get it fixed fast, and hopefully we can.
The Saints play tonight. The Cowboys were winners last night. Sunny today, 82 for the high. Right now, it is 69. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Good morning, 9 past 6 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Traffic update starting off Monday morning. Here's Ruben.
Everything's still looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-20 westbound near Spring and Market. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today and a beautiful day once again with low humidity and a high around 82. Mainly clear tonight, a low of 61. Sunshine will mix with some high clouds tomorrow, high 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
I've been behind it from the very beginning, and I did have.
Good morning. It's 12 past 6 o'clock. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. The KEEL app, a great and free and amazing download presented by Office Furniture Source. Look who's back. Your mic's off.
Oh, I got to turn that on, don't I?
Look who's back. Just trying to get. We'll cut that out for the network feed.
Yeah, please do.
Look who's back.
Oh, man.
So how was your vacation?
It was really great. That alarm today was really rough.
It is rough.
That's rough.
You don't have
that last second when I waited for the
It's
last
not
minute one.
so much.
Ooh-wee.
It's not so much the alarm going off at whatever time. Yours is about 3:30. Mine's about 4:30.
Yeah.
After vacation. It's the I have to go to bed now the night before.
Yeah, like game last night. I was like, I gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
The game put me to sleep.
Yeah, it pretty much did. Thank you. I
The
appreciate
Giants
that.
were awful. Dak was certainly not at his best.
No, but you know who was good this weekend?
Who was that?
LF. Leonard Fournette. Yeah, baby.
What, about 3.5 yards a carry?
100+ yards.
On about 3.5 yards a carry.
Yeah, he did good.
He didn't do bad. Did you see Louisiana Tech's record-setting play?
No, I missed it.
They had it 2nd and goal. You didn't see this, really?
No, I missed it.
They had it 2nd and goal. I'm getting my yard lines wrong, but the context is correct.
Yeah.
They had it 2nd and goal at Mississippi State 6, and they lost 89 yards on one play. Then it was 3rd and goal from their own 7. Is that about right?
That's pretty close.
Wow.
It was like 1st and goal with 80 to go or something ridiculous.
They had 3rd and 90. Listen to me. It was 3rd and 93.
And it was goal to go, yeah.
3rd and 93. It was 3rd and goal from their own 7. You called me. You texted me, actually, Saturday morning at about 9:15.
I was awake that early?
Because Michael Carter, the head of the police union, had gotten in touch with you and basically said, "The hell, I was minding my own business Friday. What did Tim Brando say?" What did he say to you, Carter? I mean, what were his questions to you?
His question to me was, "Hey, the interview with Tim Brando that y'all did he really say our opposition to the sports complex was sick and vile?"
No, not exactly.
Okay.
What he said was that Michael Carter's politicization was vile, and it was, well, we're going to play it in a second so you can hear. And what else did he ask? Or was that basically...
He wanted to know if, could he go listen to the interview? He listened to the one he found, and he couldn't hear that part. And I said, well, dude, if you're hearing my voice, it ain't the right interview.
So he called me, and I said, it's on the website. And he texted back later and said, thanks, I listened to it. And he said, we will be crafting our response. I said, would you like to craft your response on KEEL Monday morning?
Yeah.
He said, we're going to write an open letter. So I haven't seen the open letter yet.
He'll send it to me. Trust me.
He said he would email it to us. So whatever he has to say, he has not said yet to the best of his ability.
Right.
But I guess the headline on the website was what? Tim Brando, arena opposition. Let me rephrase. Tim Brando, opposition. Significant percentage of arena opposition is race-based. That's what he said.
Wow.
Now, do you think, Timmy, for an instant, do you think Tim Brando's Tim Brando? He knows what he's saying every step of the way. He knew what he was saying about race-based. He knew what he was saying about the politicization, in his opinion, the politicization of the issue by the police union, specifically Michael Carter. So here we go. From Friday morning, we started off. Man, we're going to have like a half-hour segment here. You can catch up. This is Tim Brando, Friday morning, and the first question was, so you are sort of the face, the voice on the website, slamdunkforshreveport.com, and you have become sort of the face of this effort to build the arena. How did this happen? How long have you been on board?
I've been behind it from the very beginning, and I did have the occasion to speak with the mayor and the mayor's people. I think that the people that she's surrounded herself with are really, really good at what they do. Every one of the people that are working with her, I have tremendous respect for the COO, the CAO, as well as Arlena Acree, who I know has the best interest of our town at heart. I really do believe that every major downtown area that I visit, whether it's Durham, North Carolina, Louisville, Kentucky, I can go on and on. Recently in Waco, Texas, Corporate Realty did a deal around the Brazos River in Waco, around McLean Stadium, that's just magnificent, along the interstate corridor to make Waco special. You know, every town has pluses and limitations, but to use the pluses to your maximum is how you grow the commerce in your city. I travel more, I think, than anyone domestically out of the Shreveport-Bossier area, and I go into small towns and I go into large towns. So I've seen how it can work in other areas. And the work of Corporate Realty has just been magnificent. And I've seen it in multiple locations. So they contacted me about it, and I was firmly behind it as a citizen. This is something that fell into their laps, and they were competing with other cities. And so they couldn't go public as early as some of the quote-unquote naysayers, the Elliott Stone-Cyphers of the world, want them to always go public. And every politician and every person that holds office is not a criminal. And that mentality, which I think the seeds were sown for that kind of mentality during the Jim Crow South segregation era that Robert J. Wright and Tim Brando grew up seeing and not understanding fully until we got older. So we got to get rid of that. And I was in front of a city council meeting listening to one councilman talk about a focus group of one, a man he worked with in Ellerby, who's white, and who would not take his white family down to see a predominantly black basketball team play. So a focus group of one in that narrow-minded man's mind is enough to keep this kind of growth, this kind of opportunity, a $30 million bond issue that's going to get you a $150 private sector investment. I mean, that's senseless, absolutely senseless. And I will tell you that the future of Northwest Louisiana, not just Shreveport, the future of Northwest Louisiana economically rests in the balance of this decision coming up on Tuesday.
You touched on them there. There are a lot of people from a municipality standpoint who are saying, don't spend the money this way. But there's also an obstacle being created where people have been saying from the get-go, Shreveport can't support sports. And I know that you've been crushing on this one. So why is this different than everything else? I know you've hit this a lot before, but for people who haven't heard it yet, why is this G League opportunity different than everything in the past?
Because there's not a problem with ownership, either in the league or with the franchise. The developmental league of the National Basketball Association only had 10 teams a couple of years ago. They're moving up to 28. And Mr. Benson is committed to going in this direction. The NBA just got a $2 billion television deal. That's billion with a B. I keep up with the business of sports. It's my life. I did the NBA. I'm not doing it now, but I understand the business of sports. Underwriting the team, okay, and making sure that the team is taken care of is not a problem. It's not an issue. It's already taken care of. They just need a place to play. That's all they want. And they're also going to be able to have a place for the New Orleans Saints to train with this bond issue's passing. Everything that didn't work in the past had either an ownership problem, okay, that was the issue, obviously, with the Canadian Football League, but also the CFL as a whole tried coming in the United States, and it didn't work. They were in Baltimore. It didn't work. Just because it didn't work in Shreveport doesn't mean that it was indigenous to our area. The captains were viable as long as they were connected to a major league sports franchise. Once that ended and it became an independent league team, you're not going to fool people. Sports people know when it's not affiliated with a major league franchise, and so they stopped going. The Swamp Dragons had no chance. Okay, and going as far back as the WFL, when I was coming out of high school in 1974 and 75, it was one of the most successful franchises of that league, but the league had an economic problem. So you don't have that issue. And I hear sometimes the media talking about a minor league team. No. There's nothing minor about the NBA. It's major, big time. ESPN's offshoot channels will be coming in to televise as well. This is a way to bring opportunity and development, not just to commerce, but through a sports team. And so many of these towns that I've talked about, the infrastructure of downtown, fellas, that with sports, you're able to do that. And it also brings ethnicities together. So it's viable. It's important that young, aggressive black businessmen and young, aggressive white businessmen are all cheering for the same cause. We don't have that here. And the politics of those that say, well, it's not my idea, therefore it's not a good idea, we've got some of the people that are like that. People that are friends, Robert, of you and me are saying, well, you know, it's not, I was involved in this. You know, the egos of the leaders that say, well, if it's not something I'm involved in, I'm voting against it. Shame on you. Shame on you. You shouldn't be in public office.
Pardon me, Tim, you had said something earlier at the beginning of the segment I want to follow up on. We got a couple of minutes here. You had implied that you think that a degree of the opposition to this arena, et cetera, is race-based. Do you think?
Yes.
Do you think that's the overwhelming opposition, or do you think that's a small percentage of the opposition?
No, it's just a percentage. It's just a percentage, but it's a significant percentage. As I said, if we're talking, well, we're just living, we've got too much of a poverty rate, therefore we can't support something. Well, what are you telling the people that are actually trying to make something of themselves here? And, you know, this is not about our generation, Robert. This is about our children and our children's children. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. I live here by choice. My kids all went to school and are now out of school, married, and having children, and I want them to have an opportunity to stay in Shreveport. I do. But I can't blame them for leaving if they see that there's no optimism and that every opportunity that comes our way, we botch. This is a private sector situation where you've got an opportunity to make an investment in your community of greater than $100 million with only a $30 million bond issue, which, by the way, is there for development only. The politicizing of this by the police union the following day, and the way that was covered in our media was maybe one of the sickest, most vile things that I've ever seen. Now, I'm pro-police. I want the community to be safe. I want them to make as much money as they possibly can. I want them to have more cars. I want them to have more tools. But you're not going to be able to do that with a bond issue that's for development only. You can do it with a tax base rising. And by the way, I pay as many taxes, if not more than my fair share, on things that I never see. This is something that you'll be able to see, and you'll be able to enjoy that your taxes are being spent on.
25 past 6 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Here's Ruben. Here's traffic.
Everything's still looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-20 westbound near Spring and Market. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today and a beautiful day once again with low humidity and a high around 82. Mainly clear tonight, a low of 61. Sunshine will mix with some high clouds tomorrow, high 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
27 past 6 o'clock, time for sports. Here's Tim.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Jason Witten became the Cowboys' all-time leader in receiving yards and was on the receiving end for the game's only touchdown in Dallas' season-opening 19-3 win over the Giants Sunday night in Arlington. Hutton's Dak Prescott connected with Witten from about 12 yards out late in the second quarter as part of a dominant opening half. Prescott finished 24 of 39 for 268 yards. Fellow sophomore Ezekiel Elliott ground out 104 yards rushing on 24 totes. The Cowboys' D sacked Eli Manning 3 times and was clearly in charge the entire game. Former Green Oaks Giant Tre'Davious White had 4 tackles and 2 passes defended for Buffalo in their 21-12 win. One of his mentors, Mo Claiborne out of Fair Park High School, had 3 tackles for the Jets in the losing cause. Louisiana Tech and Evangel alum Trent Taylor made his debut and caught a pass for the 49ers in their loss to Carolina. Jacksonville racked up 10 sacks, 4 from Calais Campbell, and got a sparkling debut performance from LSU's Leonard Fournette in a 29-7 win over Houston. The Texans hope to provide a morale boost to their hurricane-battered city, but were overwhelmed by the Jags defense, who scored as many points as the Texans, thanks to a scoop and score from Dante Fowler. Houston head coach Bill O'Brien replaced an ineffective Tom Savage at the half with rookie quarterback Deshaun Watson. The Clemson alum led the Texans to a touchdown on his opening drive to make it a 19-7 game. Fournette finished with 26 carries, 100 yards, a touchdown, and also added 3 catches for 24 yards. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Power of information. KEEL News now.
Firefighters from Shreveport and Bossier headed to Florida to help with Hurricane Irma relief. Local firefighters are meeting up with members of the Monroe, Alexandria, and Baton Rouge fire departments to form an urban search and rescue team. Irma has weakened to a Category 1 storm as the massive hurricane zeroed in on the Tampa Bay region early Monday after hammering much of Florida with roof-ripping winds, gushing floodwaters, and widespread power outages. The Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce has come out to endorse the proposed multi-purpose sports complex. The chamber says not only would the Pelicans G League team bring national attention to the city, but would help in the development of downtown. Mayor Ollie Tyler says this will be great for Shreveport.
The NBA is going to bring to the table a lot of credibility along with the Benson family. So, I mean, we've seen it. We've looked at other leagues in the nation that have taken on this particular kind of, project, and they're being successful.
City Council expected to vote tomorrow. Over the past few days, Shreveport's Southern Hills community has been hit hard by thieves who've been breaking into homes and cars. According to police, during several incidents, the suspects have hurt or killed family pets. Firefighter hurt battling a blaze. Matt Parker with that.
A Shreveport firefighter was hurt while battling a house fire Sunday morning in the 2900 block of Midway Avenue. The vacant single-story home was engulfed in flames when crews arrived on the scene. It took 23 firefighters 16 minutes to extinguish the blaze. While no details have been released on the extent of the firefighter's injuries, it said that he will make a full recovery. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
At least 8 people dead following a shooting in Plano, Texas. According to police, the shooting happened at a home last night. The suspect was able to shoot and kill 7 people before police arrived and killed him. 75 soldiers from Louisiana National Guard's 165th set to deploy to Afghanistan. Colonel Ed Bush says the 165th has served during numerous hurricanes and helped with commodity distribution. Bush says the 165th also mobilized in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, and this mission is very similar.
So essentially this group will go and take over command and control of several other subordinate elements that will be under them from different states and possibly from different services as well.
Bossier Parish Community College's gym will hold a deployment ceremony at 11 this morning for family and friends to bid farewell. Americans marking the 16th anniversary of one of the nation's most scarring days. Thousands of 9/11 victims, relatives, survivors, rescuers, and others expected to gather today at the World Trade Center to remember the deadliest terror attack on American soil. The Miss America competition was a success for Miss North Dakota, 23-year-old Cara Mund, as she was crowned the winner after impressing judges with a dance routine to The Way You Make Me Feel by Michael Jackson and her 2 panel questions.
Your new Miss America is Miss North Dakota.
She gets a $50,000 scholarship. Sunny today, high 82, right now 70. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Yeah, there's lots that could. This, yes, I know.
Cringeworthy already.
101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, Robert and Erin, 636. So she says, Matt, when you're on Tinder, Matt says, I've never been on Tinder. Now, if you don't know what Tinder is, it's basically a hookup website, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a sexually oriented. Is it blatantly sexually oriented? I've never looked either. Is it?
Tinder is a hookup, yeah. Who's near me that wants a hookup?
That's not exactly accurate.
Okay, whatever.
People, it's just like being at a bar on your phone. Sometimes you're looking to hook up. Sometimes you're looking for something more serious.
Yeah, you want to sit down and have a convo. Okay.
So why on
Tinder
earth were you asking him for details?
Well, because I kind of have bad news for y'all. My vacation last week, I was really involved in setting up a business venture. And I spent a lot of time on it, worked hard on it.
Yes.
And
does this mean you're leaving soon? We'll come back to this.
Fingers crossed.
Greg was pretty good.
Well, the problem is my business venture didn't work so well.
It's already
We had some test runs.
Already belly up.
Yeah, we had some test runs because I've invented a new app, and it was all good to go. It was ready. I was primed to like get it out there and make a big announcement about it. It's called Linder.
Linder.
Yes, it's like Tinder.
Tinder.
Except it's for love bugs. Problem with it is the love bugs only swipe right. Right. I like it. Have you seen a love bug turn down another love bug?
That's odd you would mention
They don't
that.
turn each other down. They hook up with anything.
Because last week,
Linder failed because no one swipes left. No love bugs say don't like her. She's ugly.
One day last week, they certainly aren't terribly, what's the word I'm looking at? They don't filter well.
They're not discriminating.
I likened Matt. I said Matt Parker, entomologically speaking, is like if you look on the hood of your car, on the grill of your car, you see hundreds, if not thousands, of these, and so there's like two hooked up.
Yeah.
And then down on the end, there's that one little.
Oh man, he must be a loser.
That one little
loser.
sad, lonely love bug.
He's either newborn or he's a loser.
Who dies what?
I still contend that I'm not the lonely love bug. I'm the truck driver.
639.
So Linder was a failure.
639, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Erin, so you have relatives in Tampa.
I have a relative who stuck it out in Tampa. We're going to check in on them.
What's a Category 1 hurricane wind, like above 65, something like that?
Yeah, above 75.
The people in Tampa at this point, this is what we'll find out. Do y'all feel lucky? Do you feel like, because the mayor said, this is our day, and he wasn't being upbeat and happy like he just got a Super Bowl ring.
No.
He was anticipating impending disaster for his city.
Yeah.
What's the latest from the west coast of Florida? 639, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Ruben.
I-49 South's got it clear all the way to Alexandria right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 eastbound near North Market due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today. Will be a beautiful day, a high around 82. Tonight, a mainly clear sky down to 61 for an overnight low. And sunshine in some areas of high clouds tomorrow, high 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
It is 641. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Keel app's free download, and it is awesome, and it's presented by Office Furniture Source.
We're joined this morning by my nephew, Matthew Cox. He and his wife and baby stuck it out in Tampa, Florida. Everybody's okay first. I got to ask you that.
Yeah, everybody's fine. We had a great place to hunker down, and got out and surveyed a little damage this morning, but everything seems to be pretty well in order.
So it came through, I guess, last night, or is in the midst of coming through now, Hurricane Irma, and it was a Category 1. I heard almost, I don't mean this like it's going to sound, like almost disappointment in your voice that it wasn't worse, that everything I'm seeing says that Tampa sort of dodged a bullet here. Is that the truth?
It is, from what I can tell. We were expecting, the eye to pass very close over our house. We had prepared. We're up pretty high, so we weren't worried about storm surge or anything like that. But it took that last-minute turn and went over Lakeland. It's probably 30 or 40 miles away, and from what I can tell, it made a big difference.
So, Matt, you were able to actually stay in your own home. You didn't have to go to someone else's.
We didn't. We had plenty of offers. The community was really wonderful in offering, shelters, friends and family that are nearby. The people that stayed, just about everyone opened up their house, to us. We made the decision to stay where we were because we were in a concrete block house, and we're about 50 feet above sea level, so storm surge wasn't a big issue for us. So it turned out to be okay.
Power outage, trees down. What do you have? What are the conditions this morning?
So this morning we woke up and still had power, believe it or not.
Wow.
It is very, very wet. The ground is completely saturated, and the water, just in my quick trip outside and looking around, the water is higher than I've really ever seen it. And the wind is still howling at a pretty good pace. So I would say we're still, sustained winds, 30 to 40 miles an hour, which is howling.
Other parts of the city, and I saw the original video I saw was down in, I think it was Barbados or somewhere where and they said Tampa Bay was like this also, where somehow, and I guess we could get somebody to explain the science, how the hurricane literally pulls the water out of the bay, i.e. in shallow areas. Is that the case?
It absolutely did. Yes, it absolutely pulled the water out of the bay. There were people that were actually brave enough to walk out onto the bay and the areas. I think there were reports of manatees and fish that were in the shallows and weren't able to get out, that were being rescued.
How far out into what the bay would normally be was the water literally sucked up and away by the hurricane?
Oh, I'm not sure how much. I would say, from what it looked like, I'm not sure how deep the bay is at these points, but people were walking out, 50 to 100 feet out into the bay before they were getting to any water into the muddy shallows.
So 30 to 40 yards of where there's normally water and stuff, it's all gone.
It was gone. It was absolutely gone. It was bizarre to see.
Matt, you're a Bossier guy. Was this your first big storm? And describe at the peak what it sounded like, what you were hearing, what it felt like for you.
Sure. It's not my first storm. Of course, I was at LSU in Baton Rouge during Hurricane Katrina. We didn't get hit terribly bad there, but Hurricane Gustav we went through, which really did a number on Baton Rouge, if you'll recall.
You bet.
We were actually in Philadelphia and really close to New Jersey when Superstorm Sandy and Hurricane actually went up there, which was very bad for the area. So we've been through a few together. And I would say that this one was as bad or worse than as any of the other ones before. The wind was
you could feel
howling for. Oh, absolutely. And when you're inside, you can feel the windows. It's just a constant, battering on the windows, and I went outside a few times and just kind of checked things out, and in safe areas, and it was blowing very hard. You can still stand. I think that our sustained winds probably didn't get over about 75 miles per hour, but that's still very significant.
What you going to do today? Can you go out and get stuff? I would imagine most grocery stores, the shelves are empty as far as gas, etc. What's the state of the community now? Do you know?
Well, I know that most of the grocery stores and really the whole city shut down Saturday and all day yesterday. And today, I think it's going to be more of a reassessment day. None of the stores that I saw were open when I did a brief walk around pretty close to where we live. So all the grocery stores are still closed. There's still no one on the roads. There are some signs down, some trees down. I'm sure that there's power outages in part of the city. So I'm guessing that once the wind really starts to die down later in the afternoon, we're going to have a reassessment. I think the city has been on curfew, actually. The curfew started at 6 p.m. last night. I'm not sure exactly when it was lifted.
I had seen last night, I guess, the headline was that in the state of Florida, that 5.4 million people were without electricity. I would assume at this point you consider yourself to be in the minority because your lights are on.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We expected to lose power by 8 p.m. last night, and it was a pleasant surprise going into 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. when I was watching news coverage, and we were very blessed, I have to say.
I know Matt, and we're talking to Matt Cox, happens to be my nephew, lives in the Tampa area. I have other relatives in the St. Pete area. They all got out, but I imagine knowing you're going to be out helping neighbors, cutting trees up and doing all that manly stuff. Is that kind of on your agenda for today?
Absolutely. We're going to check on the in-laws first and foremost to make sure that they live in an area that has a few oak trees. So we're going to check on that, and absolutely we're going to wake up. We're going to see what needs to be done and get it done.
Matt Cox, Tampa, Florida, thank you so much for joining us this early this morning, and I'm glad you all got out okay.
Absolutely, my pleasure, and hey, go Tigers down there in the Bayou.
Thank you, we love that.
649, it's 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Ruben.
I-49 South's got it clear all the way to Alexandria right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 eastbound near North Market due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today and a beautiful day once again with low humidity and a high around 82. Mainly clear tonight, a low of 61. Sunshine will mix with some high clouds tomorrow, high 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Right now, 61 degrees. It's 101.7 FM, 710 Keel, and 650. Here's your money now. It is 8 before 7 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Monday Morning Sports. Here's Fletch.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Jason Witten became the Cowboys' all-time leader in receiving yards and was on the receiving end for the game's only touchdown in Dallas' season-opening 19-3 win over the Giants Sunday night in Arlington. Hutton's Dak Prescott connected with Witten from about 12 yards out. Late in the second quarter, as part of a dominant opening half, Prescott finished 24 of 39 for 268 yards. Fellow sophomore Ezekiel Elliott ground out 104 yards rushing on 24 totes. The Cowboys D sacked Eli Manning 3 times and was clearly in charge the entire game. Former Green Oaks Giant Tre'Davious White had 4 tackles and 2 passes defended for Buffalo in their 21-12 win. One of his mentors, Mo Claiborne out of Fair Park High School, had 3 tackles for the Jets in the losing cause. Louisiana Tech and Evangel alum Trent Taylor made his debut and caught a pass for the 49ers in their loss to Carolina. Jacksonville racked up 10 sacks, 4 from Calais Campbell, and got a sparkling debut performance from LSU's Leonard Fournette in a 29-7 win over Houston. The Texans hope to provide a morale boost to their hurricane-battered city, but were overwhelmed by the Jags defense, who scored as many points as the Texans, thanks to a scoop and score from Dante Fowler. Houston head coach Bill O'Brien replaced an ineffective Tom Savage at the half with rookie quarterback Deshaun Watson. The Clemson alum led the Texans to a touchdown on his opening drive to make it a 19-7 game. Fournette finished with 26 carries, 100 yards, a touchdown, and also added 3 catches for 24 yards. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Good morning, 655. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 1017 FM and 710 Keel. Hang on just a second. I have the op-ed, well, actually the editorial from the Times on the arena. Here we go. A Times editorial. Our view on Cross Bayou development. Proceed with caution. You can't.
All right, it's either you go or you don't go.
Yeah, how do you proceed with caution? Well, you know, we're 6 months in.
We'll build part of it.
And see how it goes.
Yeah.
You can't proceed with caution.
You're either in or not.
Our view on Cross Bayou development from the Times, proceed with caution. We will discuss this and my question to Erin earlier in the hour off the air. Does Ollie Tyler owe it to the citizens of Shreveport to have a public vote on this bond issue, on borrowing $30 million? 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Time for Rush on Keel.
It's not her fault. It was never going to be her fault. Writing a book about it is painful. And no, she's not going away. That's the message from Hillary Rodham Clinton at the Women for Women conference, being interviewed by Christiana Manpour, one of Hillary's many drive-by media buddies, sycophants. You know, it's actually comical. Hillary says she takes full personal responsibility for losing the election and then blames everybody but herself, primarily James Comey. If it wasn't for those Russians hacking into Podesta's emails, she'd be president. If the election were held October 27th, the day before Comey announced he reopened the investigation into her email server, she'd be president. And we mustn't forget Hillary Clinton is a woman, she has to tell us. And our society, my friends, is mired in misogyny. If voters could have overcome their horrible anti-female biases, she'd be president. But now Hillary Clinton, victim of Russia, victim of the FBI, victim of misogynists, and who knows what else, is on the outside looking in. She has no intention of slinking into the sunset. Well, she actually can't slink. She would waddle. She has joined the anti-Trump resistance now. So buy her book and read again why it's not her fault. It's going to be painful to write. You can read it for yourself, how much personal responsibility Hillary Clinton takes for losing the big one, and that is zero. You did it.
American Ground Radio, where building a better America begins with building a better us.
Every single person has the opportunity, the chance, the risk to be corrupted when they get power.
You mean if they're not already oriented in the mindset that they are a public servant?
Return each weeknight from 6 to 7 p.m. with Louis R. Abalone and Stephen Parr on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, and streaming live at KEELnews.com.
6:59 traffic update for Monday morning. Here comes Ruben.
The intersection at Kings Highway and Highland Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Swan Lake Road in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today and a beautiful day once again with low humidity and a high around 82. Mainly clear tonight, a low of 61. Sunshine will mix with some high clouds tomorrow, high 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Right now, 62 degrees, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. It is 7 o'clock. Here comes Fox News.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.
Free past 7 o'clock, Robert and Erin, 1017 FM and 710 Keel. Erin's back. Local news standing by.
Locals helping in Florida. We'll talk more about that. The local Chamber of Commerce supports the sports complex. That's coming up, too. And burglaries in one neighborhood where family pets are being killed.
They're killing dogs. What the hell?
I know.
9/11 today. We'll look back in just a couple of seconds. I'll ask this question again. This arena thing, does Ollie owe it to the city of Shreveport? Does the mayor owe it to the citizens to let them vote? Plus Fletcher in sports and traffic and weather, and it's all coming up this hour right here on Keel.
KEEL Morning Report. Now on 1017 FM and 710 KEEL.
Irma weakened to a Category 1 storm as the massive hurricane zeroed in on the Tampa Bay region after hammering much of Florida with roof-ripping winds, gushing floodwaters, and widespread power outages. Now, firefighters from Shreveport and Bossier are headed to the region to help with Hurricane Irma relief. The team is headed to Marianna, Florida initially, but they may be moved depending on what's needed in the wake of the storm. The Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce has come out to endorse the proposed multi-purpose sports complex on Cross Bayou. The chamber says not only would the Pelicans G League team bring national attention to the area, but would help in the development of the downtown area. Shreveport Mayor Ollie Tyler says this would be a great move for our city.
We're going to be generating a lot of money just because they're going to be here bringing in people from across the architects to spend monies in our community. Also, we're going to use that sports complex for all kind of competitions that we are not able to have right now.
City Council expected to make a vote tomorrow. A Shreveport firefighter was hurt while battling a house fire Sunday morning on Midway. The vacant single-story home was engulfed in flames when crews arrived. The firefighter is expected to make a full recovery. Burglaries plague a Shreveport neighborhood. Matt Parker takes a closer look.
Over the past few days, Shreveport's Southern Hills community has been hit hard by thieves who have been breaking into homes and vehicles. According to police, during several incidents, the suspects have hurt or killed family pets and vandalized homes. Investigators are asking residents in the area to review security footage and contact police if they see anything suspicious. From 1017 FM and 710 Keel, I'm Matt Parker.
Congress approves a measure to reauthorize the National Flood Insurance Program for the next 90 days as lawmakers work on a long-term solution. U.S. Senator John Kennedy says while this is not his first choice, he's glad congressional leaders didn't let the clock run out on the program that was expected to expire September 30th.
Rather than go right up until the deadline and scaring everybody half to death that we weren't going to renew the flood insurance program, we just decided to do a short-term extension while we work on the permanent reauthorization.
Kennedy filed a bill to reauthorize the program for the long term that he says has bipartisan support. At least 8 people are dead following a shooting in Plano, Texas. According to police, the shooting happened at a home and a football party last night. The suspect was able to shoot and kill 7 people before police arrived on the scene, killing the shooter. 9/11 survivors, victims' relatives, rescuers, and others expected to gather at the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and near Shanksville, Pennsylvania today to mark the 16th anniversary of the terror attacks that changed the nation. 75 soldiers from Louisiana National Guard's 165th Combat Squadron are set to deploy to Afghanistan. Colonel Ed Bush says the 165th also provided support in Operation Desert Storm and Operations Enduring Freedom. He says after their send-off party today, they will undergo training at Fort Hood in Texas.
From there, they will go to their MOB station. They'll focus on the mission ahead, and then once they get the green light to go in theater, hopefully we'll see them again in about 11 months.
Bossier Parish Community College's gym will host a deployment ceremony at 11 o'clock this morning. The LSU football team is 2-0, but getting ready to travel to Starkville to begin SEC play against Mississippi State. Quarterback Danny Ettling's looking pretty good. Through 2 games, he's completed 71% of his passes for nearly 400 yards, 1 TD, and 0 interceptions. Coach O says Ettling looks like a different player this season.
He did a lot of work this summer. He's confident in the pocket. He can do some things. To see him scramble in the long run. There's going to be some times. Now, Mississippi State has a great defensive coordinator. They're going to give him some pressure. And we have to protect, and he's going to have to make some plays with his feet, and I think he can do it.
Lots of sunshine today, 82 degrees for the high. Right now, it is 70. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
October 28th in Shreveport.
1017 FM and 710 KEEL Monday morning traffic coming up. Ruben.
The intersection at Kings Highway and Highland Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Swan Lake Road in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today. Will be a beautiful day. A high around 82. Tonight, a mainly clear sky down to 61 for an overnight low. And sunshine at some areas of high clouds tomorrow. High 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
So the Times op-ed said proceed with caution. Is that basically
pretty much?
1017 FM 710 Keel? Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty back from vacation. What?
What we have is we have the Chambers endorsed it. My other question is the Downtown Development Authority.
Still kind of sitting on the
They're
fence.
sitting on the fence.
Yeah.
It's time to tweet or get off the branch.
There are a number, and I showed them to you, but because it was statements made off the record, I can't tell you who they are, but I did show you that I was receiving texts on Thursday and Friday from two elected officials who think it's a bad idea. This, in addition to the Stephen Jackson, Caddo Commission President Stephen Jackson, coming out Wednesday.
Why did he do that? He could have stayed out of it. You know, it's not his baby. It's not his game.
Then why do you think?
Are there political motives? Why would he do that?
Or maybe he thinks it's... Look,
how would he feel if a Shreveport City councilman came in and said, y'all need to have a new animal shelter?
Here's the deal. Is the Times op-ed Sunday says, proceed with caution. And at least what I take from their proceed with caution is, it's not a very good idea.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, maybe I'm reading too much into that. Opponents generally, this is from the Times on Sunday, opponents generally have been motivated by skepticism that the local market would support the Pelicans team that would help anchor the project if Shreveport lands the team. Even deeper skepticism about the competence of local government and concerns that the development would divert attention and cash away from pressing priorities. Numbers 1 and 2, say the Times, are not deal breakers. If Mr. Benson and the Pelicans see potential in the Shreveport-Bossier market, and if they commit to a long-term contract with the city, as officials have suggested, then bully for them and good for Shreveport. Benson's selection of Shreveport would represent a remarkable endorsement all by itself. As to government's competence, says the Times, there's plenty to criticize, including short-sighted prior mayors. See, it's what I said last week. I said the criticism that I have had of this is not Tyler-centric. This is multi-administrative. This goes back a long time.
Right.
Like Matt said, hell, like the Times, they ripped you off, son.
I know. Story of my life.
I got to share something, too.
Matt, but we can come back to that. Matt said a couple of weeks ago, he said, pretty good idea. I'm just not sure that I trust the people in charge of putting it together. Shreveport, historically, you must admit, does not have a stellar history of doing really, really good deals that are public-private partnership for the city. I mean, right now, the Shreveport Convention Center is losing over $1.5 million a year.
Yep.
That's a public... Okay, let me finish this up, and we'll come back to your text you just got. Yet, let me finish this up. Leaving the city with $1 billion plus of critical needs. A Big Times article last week. And that boneheaded water billing error committed under a prior administration. Yet Mayor Tyler has brought greater competence, lighter management, and higher performance standards to city operations. It's easy to grumble generally about the incompetent government, knee-jerk to immediately criticize every action and idea, but contradictory then to complain that government never does anything. Okay, we'll come back to the rest of the Times. What do you have?
Getting back to why did Stephen Jackson write his piece? Well, a little bird just told me, and it was not Mr. Jackson, just FYI, that the parish owns some of the parcels that are going to be needed for this development, and that the parish was not included in any of the discussions. Secondly, a city council member has suggested you need a new animal shelter. There are a lot of things that, the parish does have a vested interest in this being a success, and that's why they feel like we were not at the table. Why?
Back to the Times. Our guess, they say, The city expense for developing Cross Bayou as proposed will exceed the $30 million and will require some general fund appropriations, i.e. it's going to cost more than they say. City officials, and especially Mayor Tyler, should say that now. City officials should also temper their praise of the development's economic impact. More generally, a telling data point from the economic impact statement released last week is the average annual pay of the 161 people projected to work in the development after completion. That number was $24,244. In other words, low-wage service jobs are not the key to ending Shreveport's economic stagnation.
I still want to know why we can vote on something in 1996 with the terms park in it for use as a public park. And here we are, 20 plus years later. Where's my freaking park?
Well, they're getting ready to borrow $30 million. Explain to me, you said this is not a bond issue. Explain to me what the city council votes on tomorrow.
Well, they're going to vote on a multi-platform deal. It looks like they're going to sell revenue bonds to pay back part of that $30 million. And then they're going to use riverfront gaming money to pay back the rest of it. I may be getting that wrong.
Now,
they may have readjusted that. I've been on vacation.
Is this the revenue gaming money that Mayor Tyler says we can take $2 million a year from that? And yet we're taking over $1.5 million from that to pay for the convention center.
While that money keeps going down and down and down every year.
I ask you again, you can give me a simple yes or no, but this is something we can pursue. And in fact, the Shreveport Security Systems text line at 318-392-1884. Does Mayor Tyler, for something like this, does Mayor Tyler owe it to the citizens of Shreveport to give them a public up or down, yay or nay vote?
I think more people should have been at the table. I think there's a lot of people. The DDA wasn't at the table. Again, we're hearing the parish commission wasn't at the table. For a mayor who says she's open and transparent, I have to question that. And I understand you got to keep it quiet. I get that. But you need a few of these key people, at the table.
19 after 7 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Sports on the way right now. Traffic and weather. Here's Tim. Ruben.
The intersection at Kings Highway and Highland Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Swan Lake Road in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today and a beautiful day once again with low humidity and a high around 82. Mainly clear tonight, a low of 61. Sunshine will mix with some high clouds tomorrow, high 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Twenty-two past 7 o'clock, time for sports. Here's Timmy Fletcher.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Jason Witten became the Cowboys' all-time leader in receiving yards and was on the receiving end for the game's only touchdown in Dallas' season-opening 19-3 win over the Giants Sunday night in Arlington. Hutton's Dak Prescott connected with Witten from about 12 yards out. Late in the second quarter, as part of a dominant opening half, Prescott finished 24 of 39 for 268 yards. Fellow sophomore Ezekiel Elliott ground out 104 yards rushing on 24 totes. The Cowboys' D sacked Eli Manning 3 times and was clearly in charge the entire game. Former Green Oaks Giant Tre'Davious White had 4 tackles and 2 passes defended for Buffalo in their 21-12 win. One of his mentors, Mo Claiborne out of Fair Park High School, had 3 tackles for the Jets in the losing cause. Louisiana Tech and Evangel alum Trent Taylor made his debut and caught a pass for the 49ers in their loss to Carolina. Jacksonville racked up 10 sacks, 4 from Calais Campbell, and got a sparkling debut performance from LSU's Leonard Fournette in a 29-7 win over Houston. The Texans hope to provide a morale boost to their hurricane-battered city, but were overwhelmed by the Jags defense, who scored as many points as the Texans, thanks to a scoop and score from Dante Fowler. Houston head coach Bill O'Brien replaced an ineffective Tom Savage at the half with rookie quarterback Deshaun Watson. The Clemson alum led the Texans to a touchdown on his opening drive to make it a 19-7 game. Fournette finished with 26 carries, 100 yards, a touchdown, and also added 3 catches for 24 yards. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
$725, Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. KEEL text line is 318-392-1884, presented by, yes, Shreveport Security System.
I just, on 9/11, it takes all I can do to not well up in going. I mean, it's been 16 years, but I still have that punch in my gut.
See, I was off that week.
Like it was just like yesterday.
And I had 2 guys from B&J Flooring. I was reflooring my whole downstairs. And they had gotten there about 7 o'clock in the morning. And were, with those big scrapers taking up the old floor. And I had the TV on in the living room, and I was up and I was having coffee, and I saw the TV. And what my memory, that thing that sticks in your head, is the 3 of us, me and the 2 guys from B&J Flooring, standing there looking at the TV going, oh, what the hell?
Can't be, yeah.
What the hell? So what do you have?
These are just some of the sounds from that day. And, we can't ever forget.
We have a very tragic alert for you right now. An incredible plane crash into the World Trade Center here at the lower tip of Manhattan.
I see heavy smoke coming from the building of the World Trade Center.
We're being told a second plane crashed into the building on the opposite end.
That's not an accident. That's on purpose. Heavy black smoke coming out. Also, it seems like heavy damage to the upper portion of the building. Second explosion in number 2 World Trade Center on the upper floors. Number 2 World Trade Center explosion on the upper floors.
2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
I got people coming out from all sides of the building.
People jumping out. People just kept jumping and jumping and jumping. And you could still see they were alive because they were flailing around.
I was 10 minutes late. Not even late. I was 10 minutes late.
Working there?
I work on the 86th floor.
What seems to have happened is that we had an aircraft intentionally fly into the Pentagon.
Coming up, by the way, in the 8 o'clock hour, and this occurred to us yesterday, the greatest, in my mind, 9/11 story is Gary Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Who's now in Iowa, our former producer and Kiss Country guy and production director. And Gary is now working for Town Square Media, our parent company in Iowa. And we're going to get him on the phone just after 8 o'clock to tell his 9/11 story. If you don't, and you know what, as many times, and this is one that he would tell at least for us once a year, either when he was our producer on this show or he would come in. And yet I'm at lunch yesterday with a couple of good friends, and I told them about that, and they had not heard it. You know how we always say, like the stories that you and I have told on the radio 1,000 times, and yet you realize that 75% of the people still haven't heard that story.
Right, exactly.
That the number of people listening this morning, as many times as Gary's told his 9/11 story, Watson, and I'll just give you the basics. Gary Watson was in the Air Force at the time, and was in the tower, and was a traffic controller. At that time, at that point, the lead traffic controller in the tower at Barksdale Air Force Base on 9/11. And he'll join us just after 8 o'clock and tell us his recollections.
I have some questions for him that I've never asked him about that day.
Of that day. 29 past 7 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Yo, Ruben, what you got, kid?
Still looking at some slow-moving traffic on North Market near Dr. Martin Luther King Drive due to a minor accident. And we're dealing with some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of East Texas Street in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today and a beautiful day once again with low humidity and a high around 82. Mainly clear tonight, a low of 61. Sunshine will mix with some high clouds tomorrow, high 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
Hurricane Irma getting weaker as it moves over the western Florida peninsula early today. Irma hit Florida on Sunday as a powerful Category 4 storm. Now, first responders from our area are headed to the region to help. Matt Parker with that.
Firefighters from Shreveport and Bossier are headed to Florida to help with Hurricane Irma relief. Local firefighters will meet up with members of the Monroe, Alexandria, and Baton Rouge fire departments to form an urban search and rescue team. The team is headed to Marianna, Florida initially, but they may be moved depending on what's needed in the wake of the storm. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
The Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce comes out to endorse the proposed multi-purpose sports complex on Cross Bayou. The chamber says not only would the Pelicans G League team bring national attention to the city, but would help in the development of the downtown. Mayor Ollie Tyler says the city has several opportunities.
We got people, because of the NBA brand and the Pelican and Benson brand, they want to come in actually and invest with naming rights and so forth and so on. We're going to have different revenue streams coming in.
The city council expected to vote tomorrow on whether or not to secure bond money for the project. 8 people died Sunday in the northern city of Plano, Texas, after a shooting that left 8 people dead. Plano, Texas police officer David Tilley explained the situation.
Once we went through the residence, we were able to locate 9 additional victims, 7 of which were deceased and 2 of which were injured from gunfire.
One witness explained that she heard arguing coming from out front of the home. A Shreveport firefighter was hurt while battling a house fire Sunday morning in the 2900 block of Midway Avenue. Crews say the single-story home was engulfed in flames when they arrived. It took 23 firefighters 16 minutes to put it out. While no details have been released on the extent of the firefighter's injuries, it said that he will make a full recovery. 9/11 survivors, victims' relatives, rescuers, and others expected to gather at the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and near Shanksville, Pennsylvania today to mark the 16th anniversary of the terror attacks that changed our nation. New Orleans Saints running back Adrian Peterson gets a chance to stick it to his old team. Peterson rushed for 11,747 yards in 10 seasons in Minnesota. The 32-year-old says he'd like to have a big game tonight that leads to a win.
You know, the most important thing is leaving with a W. You know, that's the most important thing. So, yeah, to answer your question, it'll be good once we get this W, and then we go on to New England.
Dallas Cowboys were winners last night. Sunshine today, 82 for the high, right now 72. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
It is 7:36. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. The KEEL app is a free download presented by Office Furniture Source. So is Danny Etling the quarterback to beat Alabama?
That's a really great question.
You're
Looks sharp.
Yeah.
But I'm not completely...
against Chattanooga.
Yeah, I'm not completely sold. Chattanooga got beyond the 50, which I don't like. I don't like when an offense crosses that 50-yard line.
Well, God only
first
knows.
game BYU never crossed it.
Lord knows Alabama will probably never cross into LSU territory.
Yeah, I'll give them a few times. I'll let them have a few runs.
So I ask you again, from what you've seen in 2 games, albeit they... And do you think Mississippi State this next weekend will be a legitimate test?
Mississippi State is a real test. It's a real football game. These first 2 weren't really real football games. These were kind of like NFL preseason games where the quarterback's wearing green and you can't touch him and, it's 2-hand touch below the waist, that sort of thing. This is going to be a real, punch him in the mouth, knock him down football game.
So real football this weekend.
Yeah, real football this weekend.
Get the medics ready.
Yeah, get the medics ready. Get the
So
cart.
I ask you once again, from what you've seen, from what limited the limited exposure that Danny Edling has showed you under pressure, the praise that he has received from the coaching staff, you must admit, they think Coach O says he's a different guy. Oh, wait.
Coach O said he's a different guy.
Now, is it racist of me to impersonate
I'm
Coach?
sorry. You're right.
You told me about that. Now,
that just blows me away.
What I saw after the LSU game last week was on social media.
I shared that post, and it was so hilarious.
What I saw was how awesome LSU fans thought it was.
It was great.
That all the female reporters on the sidelines were doing their best Coach Orgeron impression.
No, just one, but they had like Dabo Sweeney doing Coach O. They had a bunch of coaches doing Coach O.
And then you turn around and somebody says this weekend, well, that's kind of like racist, So wait a second.
What are you talking about?
He's sort of kind of like a white guy. But then, well, if he were black.
They would have never made fun of his voice.
If Coach Orgeron were black.
They'd have never, ESPN would have never run that.
If he were African American,
there
would be heads rolling.
Excuse me.
No, it's not. They're 100% right.
That is such.
It may be to you,
but to play those clips was racist.
That ESPN is the singular, most politically correct, over the line television network that exists.
Yeah.
They took the guy named Danny Lee off the game in Charlottesville.
He was Robert Lee.
No.
I thought it was Robert Lee.
No, his name was Danny Lee, and he's an Asian guy from California.
Oh, my.
And they took him off the game 2 weeks after Charlottesville because it could stir up unpleasant memories.
Oh, that's just nuts. That's just nuts. So when I do Coach O, we in trouble?
Basically, yeah.
We'll get in trouble.
You are endangering the license.
Got to work on our kicking game. Kicking game sucks, boys.
739, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Here comes Ruben, traffic time.
Still looking at some slow-moving traffic on North Market near Dr. Martin Luther King Drive due to a minor accident. And we're dealing with some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of East Texas Street in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today and a beautiful day once again with low humidity and a high around 82. Mainly clear tonight, a low of 61. Sunshine will mix with some high clouds tomorrow, high 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
No, you were right. Danny Lee's a golfer. I had my head up my butt.
It's like Robert Lee
That
because of Robert E. Lee.
Does that make it any less stupid?
It's just stupid all the way around.
1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert and Erin, 742. So the city council tomorrow, we need to start canvassing off the air if they won't come on with us.
I'll text them all right now. How you going to vote?
City
See what
council
they say.
people.
By the way, American Ground tonight, they're going to have a really cool guest. They're having the G League team from Atlanta, the owner of the G League team from Atlanta. I think they're in Pennsylvania.
Well, the teams own all their own teams.
Right.
So
this must be the
local
general manager or something.
There's a local management group i.e., I don't know who would do it here.
Right.
But it would be, they're going to have to hire somebody to run the team.
It's not going to be a Benson-appointed person?
No, that's what I mean, yes.
Okay, they'll send somebody up here.
Yeah, the city of Shreveport will not hire somebody to run the team here.
Okay, gotcha.
Benson will do a deal with somebody
To
or
run the
hire
team.
his own staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to have that Atlanta Hawks G League team head honcho on tonight, 6 o'clock.
You know what G League players make? You know why it's called
$1,500 a month?
You know why it's called G League?
Gatorade, yeah.
Because they have a deal with Gatorade.
Sure.
G League players make between $19,000 and $25,000 for the season.
Okay, what is that? That's
about
$1,500 a month.
That's about what Mudbugs players made when they were the Central Hockey League.
$1,500 a month.
Yeah.
Is part-time job?
No.
You think it's 40 hours a week?
You're traveling. Look where some of the teams are.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a minor league sports job, like minor league baseball, like minor league hockey. You don't do anything else. It's not a semi-pro team.
How are you going to live on $1,500 a month?
Trade for an apartment. You start doing deals, just like the old Mudbugs did.
Okay. You live in people's houses, that sort of thing.
No. The old Mudbugs.
Okay.
Okay. Just like we do.
Ah, okay. Where you have some people that have a
In
housing
other words,
deal.
can we put two guys, can we have 10 apartments, and we'll give you free advertising for the season?
Ah.
Can we have 20 apartments, we'll give you free advertising for the season.
Okay.
And 1 million tickets or whatever the deal works out to be.
So free housing. Yeah. You going to get them from groceries, too, to go with that?
You get them every restaurant trade you can work out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's not an easy life.
No.
It's the minor leagues. That's why when you guys tell me, one and done in college basketball is no, it's not. Nobody wants to get rid of one and done.
Yes, they do.
Who?
You're so wrong. College coaches do not like it. If
Wait,
they're
wait,
honest,
stop.
they do not like it.
You think John Calipari? You
They
think
do
Rick
not like
Pitino,
it.
who are winning national championships because of one and done alone, do you think they want to get rid of it, the big money coaches?
Of course.
No, they don't.
They waste their time and energy. And
John Calipari is making $6 or $7 million a year. Roy Williams, Mike Krzyzewski are all making $7 and $8 million a year. Look, I just gave them a raise.
Duke's coach, Mike Krzyzewski, one and done needs to go away.
Do you think the NBA wants to get rid of one and done? Absolutely not.
No, they don't.
No.
But if their G League teams take off, yeah.
Here's the other deal. If you're an 18-year-old kid, and I mean this with all respect to everyone involved, if you're an 18-year-old kid and you've got a choice. See, the reason the NBA teams don't want to get rid of one and done is because college is a free minor league. It's a free minor league.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want to waste draft picks on kids who are 18 years old who may not yet be a year or two possibly away from being NBA quality. Because those are the kids that'll end up here.
Right.
And the guys that are just a level below. Look, don't get me wrong. It's an awesome brand of basketball. It's a notch below the NBA. But if you're 18 years old and somebody gives you the choice between playing 1 year of basketball at Duke or North Carolina or Kansas, or making $19,000 a year in Erie, Pennsylvania, which are you going to take?
Yeah.
I'm going to Durham, where I'm a god.
Well, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver is quoted in Business Insider as saying, "My sense is one and done is not working for anyone. It's not working for the college coaches and athletic directors I hear from. They're not happy with the current system, and I expect changes to be made very soon."
Tell you what, you take a deep breath and hold it, and you see the people who won and done benefits the most is the NBA and the colleges. The colleges are going to fight
No, the colleges do not benefit. They waste a scholarship on a one-year kid who they waste all that money and all that training, and they get all their hopes up
And
for the.
they-
Who was the LSU kid?
Ben Simmons.
He didn't give a rip about LSU. He didn't go to class. He didn't care about his grades.
But LSU, in the scheme of NCAA college
Did
basketball,
we win anything with him?
LSU has no juice. The coaches who have the power, the Patinos, the Caliparis, all those kinds of guys.
Coach K hates it.
They are Coach K is winning championships with one-and-done kids.
He wants it gone.
Just because he says doesn't mean he does. If the guys in basketball at both levels, at both the professional and the college level, really wanted it to be gone, why has it been around for 20 years?
It's going away.
It benefits everybody.
It's going away, and that'll help these G League teams.
What year is it?
It is 2017.
What year will I be 70 years old? 2022.
Okay. It'll be gone by then.
No, it will not.
Yes, it will.
I will bet you a 1 month of car payment that there will still,
1 month of car payment.
that it will still be in.
Wait, I don't have a car payment.
Then I hope you win.
How about house note?
748, 1017 FM, 710 Keel.
How to get love bugs off your car.
Does that wet?
I got some foolproof ideas.
Does that wet dryer sheet thing really work? We'll find out next. Traffic update right now. Here's Ruben.
Still looking at some slow-moving traffic on North Market near Dr. Martin Luther King Drive due to a minor accident. And we're dealing with some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of East Texas Street in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today and a beautiful day once again with low humidity and a high around 82. Mainly clear tonight, a low of 61. Sunshine will mix with some high clouds tomorrow, high 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
American Ground Radio, where building a better America begins with building a better us.
Every single person has the opportunity, the chance, the risk to be corrupted when they get power.
You mean if they're not already oriented in the mindset that they are a public servant?
Return each weeknight from 6 to 7 p.m. with Louis R. Abalone and Stephen Parr on 1017 FM and 710 KEEL and streaming live at KEELnews.com.
Struggled over the weekend with
It is 8 before 8 o'clock. Traffic update. No. Sports time. Here's Fletch on Keel.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Jason Witten became the Cowboys' all-time leader in receiving yards and was on the receiving end for the game's only touchdown in Dallas' season-opening 19-3 win over the Giants Sunday night in Arlington. Hutton's Dak Prescott connected with Witten from about 12 yards out late in the second quarter as part of a dominant opening half. Prescott finished 24 of 39 for 268 yards. Fellow sophomore Ezekiel Elliott ground out 104 yards rushing on 24 totes. The Cowboys D sacked Eli Manning 3 times and was clearly in charge the entire game. Former Green Oaks Giant Tre'Davious White had 4 tackles and 2 passes defended for Buffalo in their 21-12 win. One of his mentors, Mo Claiborne out of Fair Park High School, had 3 tackles for the Jets in the losing cause. Louisiana Tech and Evangel alum Trent Taylor made his debut and caught a pass for the 49ers in their loss to Carolina. Jacksonville racked up 10 sacks, 4 from Calais Campbell, and got a sparkling debut performance from LSU's Leonard Fournette in a 29-7 win over Houston. The Texans hope to provide a morale boost to their hurricane-battered city, but were overwhelmed by the Jags defense, who scored as many points as the Texans, thanks to a scoop and score from Dante Fowler. Houston head coach Bill O'Brien replaced an ineffective Tom Savage at the half with rookie quarterback Deshaun Watson. The Clemson alum led the Texans to a touchdown on his opening drive to make it a 19-7 game. Fournette finished with 26 carries, 100 yards, a touchdown, and also added 3 catches for 24 yards. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
It is 7:55. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Okay, somebody told me, and a couple of folks told me it really works. The original thing was it's dryer sheets on the bumper of your car to get the love bugs off.
Yeah.
But then that didn't work, and then somebody, well, you have to wet the dryer sheets first.
Yes, you
so
do.
I don't know. I don't have that many on my car.
Well, there are a couple of things you need to do. You need to know, and there are a couple of great items. But I found out some things this week when I was gone, because I had a few things to do on my car, inspection sticker and that sort of thing. So I was asking the mechanics that I was running into, and I got some really good advice from them. One thing they said was, on your windows, use baking soda to get them off. Then the other,
that just involves, look.
I know it's gooey and messy. I get that.
Yeah, and I mean, I said to Greg last week, just get your old snow scraper from Michigan.
Yeah.
What? I mean, it's.
But you cannot leave them on there more than 72 hours, because in the love bugs, they have this acidic thing in their bodies.
Yeah.
It's from too much sex, I guess. But it causes the paint to, destruct. It's a problem. Here's some other tips. Pam cooking spray. You can spray that on your car paint, and it gets it off too. I got a text this morning from.
You have to get them all off.
Yes,
the front
you got
of your
72
car,
hours.
Then spray the front of your car with Pam.
Cooking spray.
Cooking spray.
Yep. You can also use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. It works pretty good. Turtle wax, bug, and tar remover is also a good item to check out.
At some point, man, this is just a messy job.
They're horrible this year.
7:57, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Traffic and weather update just ahead. Right now, Sean Hannity.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
All right, leave it to the left to turn a natural disaster into a disgusting political attack. Before Hurricane Irma even hit Florida, leftists took to social media to express their hopes that the storm would destroy President Trump's Mar-a-Lago property in Palm Beach. One Twitter user writes, "Hey, at Real Donald Trump, this would be a great weekend to stay at Mar-a-Lago. Don't mind that Irma stuff. It's all fake news. Another wrote, Hurricane Irma, please spare everyone and everything in Florida except Mar-a-Lago. The man who owns it is a bad person. And in a recent interview, actress Jennifer Lawrence went so far as to suggest that Mother Nature's rage is directed at the United States because of Donald Trump. These people on the left, so tolerant, loving, kind, accepting of other opinions, exposed for who they are.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Are you putting your retirement savings in a 401k, IRA, or investment account? Then I have one word of advice. Stop. Many experts warn of a stock market crash any day now. And if it's anything like the last two crashes, you could lose 50% or more of your hard-earned savings in the Wall Street casino. Can you afford to lose half of your retirement savings again? Hey, you don't have to lose a penny because there's a better, safer way to save for retirement. And you can learn all about it in a free report. This is the report Wall Street and big banks desperately hope you never see. Why? Because this method continues to grow your money even when the market tumbles. It lets you take back control of your money and finances, and it gives you penalty-free access to your savings. Plus, it beats the pants off any 401k or IRA. These are uncertain times, so get the information you need today to guarantee your retirement security. To get this free report, go to bankonyourself.com right now. That's bankonyourself.com. bankonyourself.com.
We have reports of a minor accident on Uri Drive and Southfield Road, and things are starting to back up on I-20 westbound near Spring and Market. It's backed up to Airline Drive right now. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today and a beautiful day once again with low humidity and a high around 82. Mainly clear tonight, a low of 61. Sunshine will mix with some high clouds tomorrow, high 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.
8:03, Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM 710 Keel. News, Erin's got it. What you got?
Talking about locals headed to Florida to help. We'll have more on that. A big week for the sports complex for Shreveport. That's coming up. And some burglars are breaking into homes and killing family pets.
9/11 today. Gary T. Watson, former KEEL producer, the producer on this show, was very much involved with the U.S. military on that day. He's going to tell us his story if you don't know it already. That is next. And it would seem that the Shreveport City Council looking to hire a whole lot of people to put this deal together.
Man, you need a job?
Are any of them local? It doesn't look like it. Plus, Fletcher and sports and traffic and weather all coming up this hour, and it's right here on KEEL.
The KEEL Morning Report, now on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Hurricane Irma getting weaker as it moves over the western Florida peninsula early today. Irma hit Florida on Sunday as a powerful Category 4 storm. Irma has moved out of southern Florida as it finds its way north toward Georgia, but residents are still being urged to stay safe.
As you can hear the wind behind me, it's still a wind event. It's still blowing, but the flooding, waters are rising. We drove through areas that have a flood. We're trying to get to others to see just how deep it is, but certainly these roads are treacherous. And you absolutely, if you're waking up and in some way are in the 10% that have power in this area and watching TV, don't go out of your house and don't get in your car and drive.
Fox's Griff Jenkins reporting in Naples, Florida. Firefighters from Shreveport and Bossier are headed to the region to help with hurricane relief. The local firefighters are meeting up with members of the Monroe, Alexandria, and Baton Rouge fire departments to form an urban search and rescue teams. 9/11 survivors, victims' relatives, and rescuers and others expected to gather at the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and near Shanksville, Pennsylvania today to mark the 16th anniversary of the terror attacks that changed the nation. The remembrance comes as the U.S. contends with the destruction caused by Hurricanes Harvey and Irma. The Chamber endorses the sports complex. Matt Parker has that.
The Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce has come out to endorse the proposed multi-purpose sports complex on Cross Bayou. The Chamber says that not only would the Pelicans G League team bring national attention to the city, but would help in the development of the downtown area. You can see their full statement online at keelnews.com. The City Council is expected to vote tomorrow on whether or not to secure bond money for the project. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Now, Mayor Ollie Tyler says this project could be just what the doctor ordered for Shreveport.
We're going to be investing in revitalizing throughout this community. We're talking job creation. We're talking opportunities for entrepreneurs. We're talking helping those small businesses that need that lift right now.
An Alabama company has pledged more than $100 million for the development. A Shreveport firefighter hurt battling a house fire on Midway. The vacant single-story home was engulfed in flames when crews arrived. It took 23 firefighters 16 minutes to put it out. While no details have been released on the extent of the firefighter's injuries, it's said that he will make a full recovery. Over the past few days, Shreveport's Southern Hills community has been hit hard by thieves who've been breaking into homes and cars. According to police, during several incidents, the suspects have hurt or killed family pets and vandalized homes. Investigators are asking residents in the area to review security footage and contact police if they see anything suspicious. 8 people dead in Plano, Texas, after a shooting last night. Police have not released identities of the victims or the suspect or the possible motive, but one witness explained what she heard.
It sounded like an argument between a woman and a man, and it got really loud. You could hear him getting really, really loud. And next thing you know, all you hear was just multiple rounds just going off.
The suspect is among the dead after a shootout with police. 75 soldiers from the National Guard's 165th Combat Sustainment Battalion to deploy to Afghanistan. Bossier Parish Community College's gym will hold a deployment ceremony today for family and friends to bid farewell. Colonel Ed Bush says these troops will be overseas for about a year.
Essentially, they will go and provide all types of logistical and quartermaster services to the theater to make sure, the U.S. and coalition forces there have what they need.
The LSU football team is 2-0, but the Tigers still have a lot of work ahead as they head into this Saturday's SEC opener against Mississippi State in Starkville. Between Jack Gonsolin and Connor Culp, the Tigers have missed 3 field goals. Head coach Ed Orgeron says that is an issue.
Very concerned. I mean, we can't go for it all the time, and we need to get points, and we need to get it fixed fast, and hopefully we can.
The Saints play tonight. The Cowboys were winners last night. Sunny today, 82 for the high. Right now, it is 69. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
I'm going to let this run out because I'm just thinking about what you just told me, but we can't tell them now. Stick with us about 10 minutes. We got some late breaking news on the arena. 9 past 8 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Here's Ruben.
The intersection at Hearn Avenue and Hollywood Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today. Will be a beautiful day. A high around 82. Tonight, a mainly clear sky down to 61 for an overnight low. And sunshine in some areas of high clouds tomorrow. High 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Good morning. It's 12 past 8 o'clock. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty, 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. And now 3 words I never thought, well, let me see, I've been on the radio more than 40 years, and 3 words I have yet to say in that on this nigh on 4 decade journey. And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from Iowa. What's up, buddy? How you been?
I'm very good. I'm very, very good.
What's the weather there in, let me see, you're just outside of, is it Des Moines, Iowa City? Where are you exactly?
I'm right outside of Iowa City, about 15 minutes west of Iowa City, about an hour and a half east of Des Moines.
And the weather there today is?
They call it the corridor here, whereas down there we were the Arklatex. We are the corridor here, kind of the eastern Iowa thing.
Okay. And what's the temp right now?
Right now, I think it's about 50, 51 or so.
You know, what I have, although we miss you daily, and I'm being completely sincere in that remark, one of the things I enjoy most about your Facebook posts now that you're living in Iowa is from your back door how you can literally see all the way to the North Pole.
Yes, I mean the sky here is amazing because in Shreveport we kind of live in a bowl surrounded by trees. Not a lot of trees here. It's the plains, and you can just see for miles and miles in every direction. And the one thing that I love now at this time of year that I'm discovering is the corn is changing. That it's going from green to the brownish. So in about a week or so, we will literally have amber waves of grain everywhere. So it's really pretty.
Let's get down to the business of our phone call. And I was mentioning this to friends yesterday, speaking of 9/11, which is today, but going back a number of years. And it seems like as many times as you tell the story, you think everybody would have heard it. But I was with 2 fellas yesterday who are regular listeners, and they had not. Let us start with this question, and then you're off and running, my friend. Where were you on September 11th?
I was a young airman stationed at Barksdale Air Force Base, and I was in the air traffic control tower. I was an air traffic controller at the time, and I watched Air Force One land on that fateful day.
Let me ask you this, Watson, because we've talked about this many times, but I have a few questions for you. You were doing a drill that day, but at some point you guys have to realize something else has happened. Air traffic control towers, are getting word that there's been a tragedy. Tell me how that happened. How did you learn something has happened?
Well, we learned basically by, quick-moving news reports. I had actually left to go back home. My grandmother had recently passed away, and I had just gone to her funeral the weekend before because 9/11 was on a Tuesday, so I think her funeral was on a Saturday or Sunday. And I went in my dress blue and my nice uniform for the Air Force. And I went to work that Tuesday because I'd taken the Monday off. And I'd forgotten that the drill was going on, and you have to be in your camis, your BDUs, we call them.
Now, pardon me.
So they sent me back home to change uniforms. On the way back to work.
Excuse me a second. Gary, pardon me. This was a big boy nuclear test drill with every B-52 within 1,000 miles, right?
Oh, not only just for Barksdale. This was a nationwide drill. So, and I learned this last year at a 9/11 symposium that I sat on. Believe it or not, I didn't know that this was a nationwide drill. So Air Force and Army and Marine bases across the country were all involved in some sort of readiness drill. And being that Barksdale is a nuclear base, we were having a nuclear readiness exercise with a tarmac full of fully fueled, fully loaded, armed B-52s.
So you get back to the tower on the day of September 11th, and it's crazy already, right?
Oh, yeah. By that time, one plane had hit the tower. Both towers had been hit, and the plane, I think, had gone down in Pennsylvania. I can't remember the order of the plane.
Flight 93,
What happens?
There was one last plane left.
What happens at Barksdale that morning? Everything must cease. I guess all air traffic ceases.
We were in the middle of that exercise, and at one point the command post said, they finally said, "Look, this is way too confusing. The real world has kind of taken precedence over our exercise, so the exercise is canceled. Any messages that you receive from here on out will be real world." And by that time, they had locked down the base. They had shut the gates. Nobody in, nobody out. They had raised the threat con. They had raised the DEF CON, if you know what a DEF CON is. If you've ever seen war games, you know, we were poised for war because that's what we thought was happening.
How many of you are in the tower?
There's probably a dozen of us within the building itself. 5 or 6, 7 maybe in the tower cab. You know, that's the big thing with windows.
And all of a sudden, you find out that Air Force One is headed your way, right?
Yeah, how'd you find out that was happening?
Our ops group commander at the time, he keyed up on the radio, and he said, Tower, and he gave his call sign, we need to go secure. And at that point in time, they did not have a secure radio in the tower. And so we told him, sir, we don't have a secure channel. And so he said, with no hesitation, because at that point, you know, minutes matter, seconds matter.
Mm-hmm.
So he just said, roger that, get ready for Air Force One, to which we replied, confirm you said Air Force One? And he said, affirmative, and that's when we knew.
How much
And he was
time?
about
How much
5
time?
minutes out.
5 minutes. Wow.
About 5 minutes out.
So you get a 5-minute warning. Air Force One is dropping down.
Yes.
Now, at one point, and I've asked you this before, but it's an interesting, to say the least, story about the president getting off the plane, etc.
Yes.
Please proceed.
He got off the the airplane stopped, and it kind of stopped in the very middle of the tarmac. Because, like I said, you know, we were full of B-52s, so they had to find a big enough spot for not just Air Force One, but for the 9 million Humvees with large guns that came out of nowhere to surround said Air Force One, and then a giant convoy of vehicles to get President Bush off the plane into command post. So they surround the airplane, and President Bush and a small entourage, get down off the stairs, and they get to the little welcoming party that had been gathered together to get him somewhere. And the rumor has it that when he gets off the airplane, they give the little salute, and President Bush tells the ops group commander, "Take me to your underground bunker." And the ops group commander said, "Sir, this is Louisiana. We don't have an underground bunker." and President Bush said, "Take me effing somewhere."
Whoa.
And that was
so
to the room where he addressed the nation.
That is correct.
Okay.
How was Barksdale chosen? Do you have any insight on that?
I think Barksdale was chosen mainly for its size, because Air Force One is a big airplane. So you need a long, wide runway to just land the damn thing. So that's one of the reasons Barksdale was chosen. Another reason was its proximity to where he was before, because there's, and it's not, this is no top secret information or anything. You can probably, gather this yourself. If in the event of distress, the president gets on Air Force One, and then he just goes around wherever, he just flies into giant circles around the United States. And they were prepared to do that. That's why they left here very soon and then went somewhere else before getting back to D.C., where he could be safe in his underground bunker.
Erin just asked an interesting question. When Air Force One comes in, is it accompanied by fighter jets? I assume so.
Yes, it was flanked by 2 F-16s, because one F-16 will go over the airfield first to kind of look at it. The Air Force One will land, and then the other F-16 will do another fly around while the first one is widening the circle.
In wrapping this up, there's a story you've told, and it is somewhat a lighter note on this very, very serious day. And It has to do with Air Force One, specifically the president leaving Barksdale.
Well, the Air Force One, being that it is a floating fortress, it is everything that, 40 people can get on Air Force One, and because it has aerial refueling and all of the amenities of an executive office or home, then it has to be able to stay in the air. And that includes having all of the food and beverages that you would need to keep all of those people going. Well, when the main chaos kind of settled down, the base ops, which is the main contact for everybody else from the airplane, base ops got a message from the Air Force One people with a long list of things that Air Force One needed. And it included boxed lunches and 48 assorted muffins and 15 pounds of bananas and stuff like, it was like a reading of Van Halen Rider from 1985. It's M&Ms but no brown ones. And so while all of this chaos and real military work was going on, some poor airmen, and I'm going to guess about 5 or 6, had to get in separate cars, split this list up, and go shopping for the president because that just happened to be their job that day on 9/11. So while I have I was in the tower and watched Air Force One land story, somebody out there has a story that, I bought the president bananas.
Bush 43 needs his Slim Jims. Gary Watson, man, it is a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much. And as we always say, when you tell this story, when you regale us with this tale, thank you for your service to your country, too.
You bet.
Our pleasure, my friend.
Thank you for letting me tell it again, Robert. Love you guys.
Thanks.
Talk to you soon, buddy. 24 past 8 o'clock. Traffic update. Here's Ruben.
The intersection at Hearn Avenue and Hollywood Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today. Will be a beautiful day. A high around 82. Tonight, a mainly clear sky down to 61 for an overnight low. And sunshine in some areas of high clouds tomorrow. High 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
.101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Time for sports. Here's Tim.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Jason Witten became the Cowboys' all-time leader in receiving yards and was on the receiving end for the game's only touchdown in Dallas' season-opening 19-3 win over the Giants Sunday night in Arlington. Hutton's Dak Prescott connected with Witten from about 12 yards out late in the second quarter as part of a dominant opening half. Prescott finished 24 of 39 for 268 yards. Fellow sophomore Ezekiel Elliott ground out 104 yards rushing on 24 totes. The Cowboys' D sacked Eli Manning 3 times and was clearly in charge the entire game. Former Green Oaks Giant Tre'Davious White had 4 tackles and 2 passes defended for Buffalo in their 21-12 win. One of his mentors, Mo Claiborne out of Fair Park High School, had 3 tackles for the Jets in the losing cause. Louisiana Tech and Evangel alum Trent Taylor made his debut and caught a pass for the 49ers in their loss to Carolina. Jacksonville racked up 10 sacks, 4 from Calais Campbell, and got a sparkling debut performance from LSU's Leonard Fournette in a 29-7 win over Houston. The Texans hope to provide a morale boost to their hurricane-battered city, but were overwhelmed by the Jags defense, who scored as many points as the Texans, thanks to a scoop and score from Dante Fowler. Houston head coach Bill O'Brien replaced an ineffective Tom Savage at the half with rookie quarterback Deshaun Watson. The Clemson alum led the Texans to a touchdown on his opening drive to make it a 19-7 game. Fournette finished with 26 carries, 100 yards, a touchdown, and also added 3 catches for 24 yards. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
So we are canvassing city council people, a working session today, and a vote. Now, this is not a binding vote to move ahead with the bond deal. This is just more discussion. What happens tomorrow?
Essentially, tomorrow is the main meeting, but they would pass the resolution, which the resolution essentially is allowing the mayor to hire bond counsel, investment specialists to do the revenue bonds.
How many of these are local people? All these attorneys, all these consultants?
Some are, but a lot are from out of town, out of
Really?
state.
Now,
yeah.
do you think these are people that have worked with corporate realty before, so they come in with a list of names? Oh, so-and-so. Basically, all the forms are filled out because they've done this before. All we have to do is fill in the blanks.
Nah, I don't know. Some of there's a New Orleans company, there's a Shreveport company, there's a municipal advisor out of Little Rock that would be hired. There's a company called Loop Capital Markets that would be the investment banker underwriter. These are all required when you do a revenue bond. I mean, it's pretty standard.
Right.
And they just sign on. There's a special counsel to the city that would be hired.
Now, hold on. Oh, we got to go to break. Hang on just a second. Hold on to that. When we come back, as we said a minute ago, we are starting to canvass to take the role, as it were, of city council people. And we've gotten a little more response than we counted on.
Yeah.
We will review momentarily.
Might surprise you.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel traffic. Here's Ruben.
Looking right now at some slow-moving traffic on Midway Avenue and Mansfield Road, and we have some traffic delays on Texas Avenue and Murphy Street. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today and a beautiful day once again with low humidity and a high around 82. Mainly clear tonight, a low of 61. Sunshine will mix with some high clouds tomorrow, high 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Firefighters from Shreveport and Bossier headed to Florida to help with Hurricane Irma relief. Local firefighters are meeting up with members of the Monroe, Alexandria, and Baton Rouge fire departments to form an urban search and rescue team. Irma has weakened to a Category 1 storm as the massive hurricane zeroed in on the Tampa Bay region early Monday after hammering much of Florida with roof-ripping winds, gushing floodwaters, and widespread power outages. The Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce has come out to endorse the proposed multi-purpose sports complex. The chamber says not only would the Pelicans G League team bring national attention to the city, but would help in the development of downtown. Mayor Ollie Tyler says this will be great for Shreveport.
The NBA is going to bring to the table a lot of credibility along with the Benson family. So, I mean, we've seen it. We've looked at other leagues in the nation that have taken on this particular kind of, I guess, project, and they're being successful.
City Council expected to vote tomorrow. Over the past few days, Shreveport's Southern Hills community has been hit hard by thieves who've been breaking into homes and cars. According to police, during several incidents, the suspects have hurt or killed family pets. Firefighter hurt battling a blaze. Matt Parker with that.
A Shreveport firefighter was hurt while battling a house fire Sunday morning in the 2900 block of Midway Avenue. The vacant single-story home was engulfed in flames when crews arrived on the scene. It took 23 firefighters 16 minutes to extinguish the blaze. While no details have been released on the extent of the firefighter's injuries, it said that he will make a full recovery. From 101.7 FM and 710 Keel, I'm Matt Parker.
At least 8 people dead following a shooting in Plano, Texas. According to police, the shooting happened at a home last night. The suspect was able to shoot and kill 7 people before police arrived and killed him. 75 soldiers from Louisiana National Guard's 165th set to deploy to Afghanistan. Colonel Ed Bush says the 165th has served during numerous hurricanes and helped with commodity distribution. Bush says the 165th also mobilized in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, and this mission is very similar.
So essentially this group will go and take over command and control of several other subordinate elements that will be under them from different states and possibly from different services as well.
Bossier Parish Community College's gym will hold a deployment ceremony at 11 this morning for family and friends to bid farewell. Americans marking the 16th anniversary of one of the nation's most scarring days. Thousands of 9/11 victims, relatives, survivors, rescuers, and others expected to gather today at the World Trade Center to remember the deadliest terror attack on American soil. The Miss America competition was a success for Miss North Dakota, 23-year-old Cara Mund, as she was crowned the winner after impressing judges with a dance routine to The Way You Make Me Feel by Michael Jackson and her 2 panel questions.
Your new Miss America is Miss North Dakota.
She gets a $50,000 scholarship. Sunny today, high 82, right now 70. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
It is 8:37. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Okay, today the City Council has a working session.
Mm-hmm.
And what are they going to work on?
Well, they kind of, it's a preview of tomorrow's agenda. So they go over the agenda, they go over, people come and make presentations.
So what's on the agenda for tomorrow?
Well, what is the big issue on the agenda is the resolution that essentially authorizes the City Council. It's kind of some mumbo-jumbo, so it allows the mayor to employ professionals with respect to the issuance of not exceeding $30 million of revenue bonds.
So is this like a binding thing tomorrow, or is this like we're going to start work?
The resolution, here's what it says, and this is a direct quote.
I mean, I guess my question is, amidst all, to use your lexicon, mumbo-jumbo, if this resolution passes tomorrow, has the boulder started rolling down the hill, the boulder of this arena, and can you stop it?
Well, this says this resolution is only a preliminary step in the process, and it does not obligate the city financially. It essentially says, Robert, you can go outside and sell bobblehead dolls. You have the authority to go outside and sell bobblehead dolls.
Or is this just a feasibility study to take a look at whether or not you can actually sell the bobblehead dolls?
No,
you
can hire your team to sell your bobblehead dolls.
I tried to run with her analogy, and I just shot off my own toe.
But you haven't ordered the parts. You haven't built any bobblehead dolls. Gotcha. You haven't spent any money yet.
So Erin has spent the last half hour or so canvassing.
Yeah, this is kind of juicy.
The 7 city council people who will be voting on this tomorrow to take another step in funding that $30 million arena and doing the deal with Corporate Realty. Hang on. When we come back, you may I just stopped.
And
right
if you're
there.
a city councilman and you haven't answered me yet,
don't
you better
don't.
get with it. I'm upset with you.
Nobody paints McCarty in a corner. It's 8:39, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Here's traffic.
Looking right now at some slow-moving traffic on Midway Avenue and Mansfield Road, and we have some traffic delays on Texas Avenue and Murphy Street. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Plenty of sunshine today. Will be a beautiful day. A high around 82. Tonight, a mainly clear sky down to 61 for an overnight low. And sunshine in some areas of high clouds tomorrow. High 76. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
It is 841, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. The Keel app is an awesome sounding download, and it's free, and it's presented by Office Furniture Source. Okay, so tomorrow, the second city council vote, the first one a couple of weeks ago, was 5-2 to take us to take a look at the mayor's plan to study the proposal for the arena and the city deal with Corporate Realty to build the hotel,
right,
and the apartments and the retail space.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, I guess, is let's take an even bigger step in putting this deal together, but it's not yet 100% binding, right? Have I got this? Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, about 45 minutes ago, you sent text messages to all 7 city council people.
Yes, I did, or called them.
With virtual immediacy, you heard back from Councilman James Fleury. No.
Voting no.
Okay. Fleury was a no last time.
Yes, he was.
A couple of minutes later, now, Stephanie Lynch last time was a yes.
She was.
But as she pointed out, it's a yes.
On her resolution.
Well, it's a yes. The last vote she made was just to take a closer look. Here was something that Miss Stephanie said not too long ago on social media. Here we go. This will not create, this is Stephanie Lynch, this will not create, this was after her yes vote, this will not create thousands of jobs. In fact, it will be fewer than 100, including part-timers and Pelican staff from New Orleans who will work up here, plus those who still will work out of New Orleans. So, though she voted yes to study, she told us in the interview, you were still here, you hadn't gone on vacation yet,
right,
that she was getting a lot of vast majority of negative reaction from her constituents. So, a little while ago, you have this in front of you. What did she send?
She sent me what she has proposed. She and Councilman Bradford are planning to introduce a resolution, which would be a substitute resolution, urging Mayor Tyler to, quote, respectfully decline the opportunity to further participate in the process to have the New Orleans G League basketball team located in Shreveport.
Damn.
She cites overwhelming opposition from taxpayers, also citing environmental concerns, what a lot of people have not gotten into yet. Environmental concerns at the proposed site.
That was the major point that Stephen Jackson, Caddo Commission president, brought up in his op-ed in the Times last week about why he opposed the move. He said there's a lot of dump problems down there we've got to deal with.
Lynch says Mayor Tyler has failed to make her case with citizens and the business community. She joins with citizens who are saying, quote, fix what we have now, and business leaders who are saying invest in and grow local businesses first. And her third point, she joins with police and other city employees in demanding living wages and raises. She says, I think we are all cumulatively saying this is, quote, no slam dunk.
No, James Fleury. No, Stephanie Lynch. No, Willie Bradford. So now we're talking, we still have who's left.
We have
Corbin.
Michael Corbin, who answered me thusly. Hang on a minute. Let me find it.
This just came in, but just a couple of seconds ago.
He said, let me get out of the car and I will email you. I'm awaiting that email.
Okay, so Corbin is still no comment.
Not yet.
Everson, no comment, although they were both yes votes a couple of weeks ago.
Jerry Bowman has not answered my text yet.
Now, you also...
I called Oliver Jenkins because I don't know that I have a number that he uses to text.
Here's where it gets
This
interesting.
is interesting.
Now, Jenkins, he was also a yes vote to study
the
mayor's proposal. But...
I asked him today, are you a yes vote on this tomorrow?
I mean, this is on the phone 10 minutes ago.
Yes. And he said, probably not. And I said, really? And I said, why? And he said, because I have too many financial questions about it, and so do my constituents. Something to that effect. It's not a direct quote, but he said he had too many financial questions about it, and so do his constituents.
After his original yes vote, Jenkins did, it was a rather lengthy explanation of that yes vote to study the mayor's proposal. And in that, he pointed out that he was getting a ton of blowback from his folks in his district that they didn't think this was a very good idea.
If Jenkins is a no, it's dead.
Fleury is a definite no.
Yeah.
Stephanie Lynch, it would seem... Read the opening sentence again from the email that you got from Stephanie about she and Willie Bradford's proposed amendment.
Hang on just a minute. It's loading. Councilwoman Stephanie Lynch and Willie Bradford are introducing a resolution urging Mayor Tyler to respectfully decline the opportunity to further participate in the process to have the New Orleans G League basketball team located in Shreveport.
I don't know about you, kid. That sounds like a no to me.
And what'll happen is if there's 4 no's, the others will, the Michael Corbin will go, it's not going to pass anyway. If I vote for this, I'm going to get politically crucified, so I'm going to vote no.
So right now, what we have determined in the last half hour this morning.
It looks dead.
Is Fleury is a no. Stephanie Lynch is a no. Willie Bradford is a no. Oliver Jenkins leaning toward no.
Yep.
That's 4 out of 7. We have not heard from Everson.
Right.
We have not heard from Corbin.
Well, we have, but he's waiting to send me an email.
And we have not heard from...
Jerry Bowman.
Jerry Bowman.
Here's the other issue, though. Don't let this get off your saddle if it's a burr, because...
That didn't make any sense.
I never do. If you think that this ends the sports complex deal completely, it doesn't. Because the mayor has said, even without the G League team, she would move forward with this sports complex with the corporate realty deal.
But if you need... Okay, so they're going to go...
But it would be no public money involved.
There won't be any bonds, there won't be any $30 million borrowed, etc.
Right.
848, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty. Hold on a sec. Your Money Now is coming up next, and traffic and weather updates just ahead.
Things are starting to look a little cluttered on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport, and we're still dealing with some backed up traffic on I-20 westbound. Starting at Spring and Market, it's backed up past Benton Road right now. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Here's your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sunny, beautiful today, low 80s. Right now, 63 at KEEL. It's 8:50, and here's your money now. Low 80s. Right now, 63 at KEEL. It's 8:50, and here's your money now.
I'm Jennifer Kashinka with your money now.
It is 8 away from 9 o'clock, 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Sports time. Here's Tim.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Jason Witten became the Cowboys' all-time leader in receiving yards and was on the receiving end for the game's only touchdown in Dallas' season-opening 19-3 win over the Giants Sunday night in Arlington. Hutton's Dak Prescott connected with Witten from about 12 yards out. Late in the second quarter, as part of a dominant opening half, Prescott finished 24 of 39 for 268 yards. Fellow sophomore Ezekiel Elliott ground out 104 yards rushing on 24 totes. The Cowboys' D sacked Eli Manning 3 times and was clearly in charge the entire game. Former Green Oaks Giant Tre'Davious White had 4 tackles and 2 passes defended for Buffalo in their 21-12 win. One of his mentors, Mo Claiborne out of Fair Park High School, had 3 tackles for the Jets in the losing cause. Louisiana Tech and Evangel alum Trent Taylor made his debut and caught a pass for the 49ers in their loss to Carolina. Jacksonville racked up 10 sacks, 4 from Calais Campbell, and got a sparkling debut performance from LSU's Leonard Fournette in a 29-7 win over Houston. The Texans hope to provide a morale boost to their hurricane-battered city, but were overwhelmed by the Jags' defense, who scored as many points as the Texans, thanks to a scoop and score from Dante Fowler. Houston head coach Bill O'Brien replaced an ineffective Tom Savage at the half with rookie quarterback Deshaun Watson. The Clemson alum led the Texans to a touchdown on his opening drive to make it a 19-7 game. Fournette finished with 26 carries, 100 yards, a touchdown, and also added 3 catches for 24 yards. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Hey, hold on a second there, Ava Gabor. Hey, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty once again for Twin City Appliance, online at twincityappliance.com. You've been working on a Twin City Appliance jingle.
It needs work.
And you've got the first line. The first line is awesome. How does it go?
Twin City is the place for me.
Now you just lean back and you compose the second line.
All right.
I'll walk through the Twin City info.
Okay.
Major appliances in your home on the fritz.
Fix it if you hit it with your knee.
Washers, dryers, refrigerators, ice makers, ovens, ranges, cooktops, microwaves, compactors. The list is virtually endless.
If your
sure is shaking bad.
And all of their techs are factory trained, and not only do they send them away for factory training, those guys and gals get updated.
Call Twin City and you'll be so glad.
Their training is updated on a regular basis, too. If it's busted at your house, if it's broken like Erin's voice, call 318-666-02...
688.
688-0253 or online at twincityappliance.com. It is 856, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Erin, okay. On the no side is Fleury, Lynch, Bradford. Jenkins leans toward no. That's what he told you on the phone 15 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Everson.
Said he's probably a no.
Everson, Corbin, and Bowman, you have not heard back from yet.
Not yet. I may need to call them on the ringy-dingy.
4 votes, I'm not going to say kills it. And like Matt just said, it ain't over till it's over. A lot can happen between now and the city council vote tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, Fleury and Bradford were no votes the first time.
Yeah.
Stephanie was a yes, only to study.
Now she's a no.
Let's wait and see. Back tomorrow morning, 6 till 9, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Kim Commando.
Equifax has finally admitted that it's been hacked, and the personal data of 150 million or more has been stolen. So what should you do right now? Kim Commando with your Monday Tech Update. And first on your list this morning is to assume the worst. Assume that the criminals have your home address, all your credit card numbers, your social security number, and your employment history and salary. Half the country, and possibly more, are victims of this breach. And like Yahoo, Equifax management failed to tell anyone for more than a month. Cyber criminals have already begun using the stolen data. Immediately check your personal credit reports with the 2 Equifax competitors, Experian and TransUnion. Look for any unauthorized activity. Do not click on any links or download any email attachments claiming to be from Equifax or anyone connected with the breach. Change your passwords to everything, and always check your credit card statements for any charges you didn't make, no matter how small. All the tech news is updated all the time at news.commando.com. That's KOMANDO. When you order takeout, you're already starving. You find what you want, but after the tax, delivery fee, and tip, the cost of your meal doubles. And you still have to wait another 45 minutes for your food to arrive, so you just end up snacking. With HelloFresh, you can prepare and eat a home-cooked meal for less than $10 a plate, long before any overpriced takeout would arrive. Just go to HelloFresh.com, pick out the recipes you want, and they're delivered directly to your doorstep every week in a special insulated box, along with easy-to-follow step-by-step instructions and full-color pictures. Each HelloFresh box includes fresh, seasonal ingredients that are perfectly portioned. No more wondering if you have the right amount, and no waste. Just delicious meals that you can make in 30 minutes or less. And for a limited time, you can get $30 off your first box when you go to HelloFresh.com/Kim, plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/Kim for $30 off. HelloFresh.com/Kim.
Looking right now at some slow-moving traffic on Midway Avenue and Mansfield Road, and we have some traffic delays on Texas Avenue and Murphy Street. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
It is 8:59, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL, AccuWeather.com. Forecast sunny, beautiful today, low 80s, low tonight in the 50s.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 7.